Well met, Pathfinders, and howdy, wildcards. Tonight's going to be a super fast, simple stream. I'm going to unbox the Savage Pathfinder Rise of the Runelords so we can get an idea of what's coming with the Curse of the Crimson Throne and Advanced Player's Guide Kickstarter, because there's a lot of comparable parts. So I figured, hey, why don't we show off what the books are going to look like so you guys get a better idea of what's coming with the Kickstarter. And there is only 1 day left on the Kickstarter, which is going fantastically. So let's go check out and see what's going on the Kickstarter. So we are currently at, 1,424 backers, just under a day to go, and we are streaming closely to $160,000. So that's great, guys. That is a really awesome Kickstarter. If you haven't pledged yet, please do. It's on Kickstarter right now, 1 day left. This is the second Savage Pathfinder Kickstarter, or Pathfinder for Savage Worlds Kickstarter. The first one was the core set, which is a huge, wonderful box set with a bunch of goodies. You don't need Savage Worlds core to play. It's all in the core set box. And we also did the Rise of the Runelords campaign with the first Kickstarter. And so then this Kickstarter expands the core rules with the Advanced Player's Guide, which offers 6 new classes, a bunch of prestige classes, tons of new edges, new powers, you name it, the rules have been expanded. It's a wonderful book. And then we've also done the second adventure path, which is Curse of the Crimson Throne, which is a really exciting adventure path. And because a lot of this stuff is very similar, I wanted to just go over the what the similarities were. But you can recognize, like, the Advanced Player's Guide comes with the Archetype Cards, and then the Allies and Adversary Cards, more power cards, and then conviction tokens. We don't have a good picture of the conviction tokens yet. We're actually making them out of metal. They're not cheesy plastic, but hey, it's the best we could do to get the Kickstarter off on time, waiting for those renderings to come in. But and then with the Curse of the Crimson Throne, there is the box set, which has got the map, which has got the guide to Varizia, which has the 6 books of the adventure path, and then the Harrowed deck, which is pretty amazing. So this is the original Kickstarter stuff, the Ultimate Core and the Rise of the Runelords. You can see a lot of similar stuff there. And but if you haven't checked the Kickstarter out yet, do check it out. The one caveat is in the first Kickstarter, Paizo was gracious enough to reprint their Rise of the Runelord pawns, which had been out of print for us. They still had some copies of the Curse of the Crimson Throne pawns, so we can sell those as an add-on. We'll ship to you at the same shipping rate as the Kickstarter. If you pledge during the Kickstarter, the pawns will not be available after the Kickstarter as an add-on. You'll have to buy those from Paizo. So if you want to get those for the discounted shipping with the Kickstarter goods, get those, upgrade your pledge before tomorrow at this time. But yeah, there are a lot of great add-ons, but I do get those. That's the one that you really need to get the pawns during the Kickstarter. And let's see, what other goodness? Oh, I wanted to show you guys, because we've done a lot of inside, like, what's in the Advanced Player's Guide. But I thought for this final little stream, why not let you guys see what the current index looks like, or the contents looks like, just so you can see how awesome and expansive it is. What's up, Dinkelberg? How you doing, buddy? So let's go and take a look at what's in the Advanced Player's Guide contents. It's like the least sexy part of the book, but if you're a game master or a player and really want to see kind of what the contents are, this is our current best guess on what the final page count is going to be. So there is a lot of ancestries, new ancestries, expanded ancestries. You get the Isomar, Catfolk, Dampirs, Tieflings. The existing ancestries get expanded. This version doesn't quite have the goblins, but the goblins will actually be on the expanded ancestries as well, or in the new ancestries. So you can play a goblin now. And I'm going to throw up. So the secret, I'm totally giving you guys the secret right now, showing you the contents, right? Like, that's the best secret, actually, like, delivering the goods. So then there's, the expanded ancestries also for dwarves, elves, gnomes, half-elves, half-orcs, halflings, and humans. The edges and hindrances, and you can see you start on page 31 and all the way down to 60 with new class edges, hexes. these are all of our the new right, like the contents is a good secret. So we're throwing up there's a Cavalier, the Inquisitor, the Alchemist, the Oracle, the Summoner, and the Witch, and so those are all in there with the new edges. There's new prestige edges like combat, leadership, power, prestige, social, weird, legendary, all new edges for those. The gear is fun. There's also intelligent gear now. Mike drew some of those up, so that is some good stuff. The under magical items, just some new fun stuff to play around with, and then some alternate rules for game mastering, special abilities. So that's as far as I'm going to take you in here. But I also want to throw out a big shout out, as long as we're here, because you've probably already backed our Kickstarter. But if you have German friends, there is Pathfinder for Savage Worlds is currently on Game On Tabletop. So our friends at Ulysses Spiel are putting out Savage Pathfinder, which is Pathfinder Rollenspiel. Which just sounds lots of fun, and they are doing a great campaign. It looks like they're doing a lot of the good stuff that we put into the original box set. So they've got the hardcover book, they've got the bestiary or bestiary, although in German Monster Handbuch. I'm probably not saying that right, and let's see. Oh, the Compendium. Also doing the Compendium. We'll make sure they get the spine right on that. And big, nice, the box set. I love the box set. They look so good on the shelves. Just having everything all nice in order. It's great. So and they're also doing the Game Master screen and the Adventure. Also doing the pennies. So yeah, they're doing a lot of the fun stuff that we did. So if you have any friends who are German, we know the Germans love to play the games. Let them know that the Pathfinder for Savage Worlds is available for them. And that's what's going on the Kickstarter now. And let's see, before we get going on the unboxing, I'm just gonna basically, I figured for the unboxing, since there's a lot of similarities between the Rise of the Runelord stuff and the Curse of the Crimson Throne stuff, I just show you what the Rise of the Runelord stuff is, just so you have a comparison. You can kind of judge the size and the heft and the weight and all that stuff. The Scorch, who's back because goblins are back now, but you can play goblins. Scorch sent in a little. He responded. He sent in his hot takes on the new classes. So I'd be remiss if I didn't share Scorch's hot takes on the new classes. So we're gonna do that first. Scorch's hot take on the new classes. Final hours on Kickstarter. The Alchemists, clearly an arsonist with more steps, burned off their eyebrows and drew them back on, pretty accurate, and probably best to leave the Burnination to the goblins. Cavalier, this other Baldwin brother, likes horsies. Goblins do too, of course, for lunch. So we'll call them DoorDash because they deliver meals hot and fresh. The Inquisitor, this is what happens when tattletales and hall monitors grow up, and when being a paladin just isn't goody enough. Nice Monty Python hat, though. The Oracle. Just remember, they could have warned us about all of it and didn't. They also never shared the lotto numbers and didn't even mention Bitcoin. Summoners. When you really wanted to play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! But got outvoted, this guy's cockatrice is bigger than he is, setting unreasonable beauty standards for shorties. Blue Eyes, White Dragon, I choose you. The Witch, evil eye, crazy cackling, weird pets, basically a crazy cat lady starter kit. Also the model for the Foxy Witch costume at Spirit Halloween. Just play a goblin instead, folks. You can with the Advanced Player's Guide. On Kickstarter now, join the Goblin Horde. They have benefits and dental. So, thanks, Scorch, for sending that in. We know your hot takes are not favorable to PCs because the PCs are out to kill you, but... So yeah, let's get to our unboxing. Let's see, add to stream. So here's the companion book. The companion is got a very comparable to what's going to be. It's a little smaller in page count, but what's going to be in the Advanced Player's Guide. It's going to be a hardcover book. It's going to have those really nice forward and end papers, full color gloss on the front and back. Lots of art. The amazing trade dress that we've had. I mean, thanks to Carl and the other folks who worked on our trade dress. But we've got really high quality paper, full color art. Paizo has been gracious to let us use all the art, so that's what you're going to get in the book. That nice thicker paper that holds that gloss. Nice big tables, so they're easy to read. So that's going to be similar to what you guys will get with the Advanced Player's Guide. Hardcover, over 100 pages, all the goodness, lots of art, lots of rules additions, and we've shown you some previews of that already. So yep, that's kind of comparable to the Advanced Player's Guide. We are going to have conviction tokens. The best I could do was the bennies, but these are going to actually be metal for the Kickstarter. So we haven't actually done the metal ones in a while, so I don't have a set, but those will be nice. There are also 2 more archetype sets of cards. So these are the Archetype Sets 1 and 2 from the original Kickstarter. Kind of explain what they are and how to use them on the back of the card. But you can see they're a nice large size. They're really kind of thick, heavy card stock, so they will last at the table. They've got the character art on the front, and then in these sets 1 and 2, the characters are done at Novice and Season. So there's a double set of archetype cards from the first set. But you can see just a bunch of really good art and all the information you need to just sit down and play, or to get to your players to kind of base their characters off. And so we did Novice, and we also did Season, so that's marked up in the upper right corner. And this Kickstarter, there are also 2 new sets of archetype cards. So you will be, yes, it is being shown off by my lovely assistant. You can see my knee and my hairy forearms. The Summoner and the Witch are pretty darn cool. There's, as you can see, there's double copies. And then obviously you can't see the details. I should have zoomed in, but you can see there's a little bit more on the Season card than the Novice card. So that's kind of what the archetype cards look like. So in the first set for Savage Pathfinder, we did kind of all the iconic characters. And then in the second set, we did a bunch of different styles of characters to play. So, and surprise, surprise, because we've added so many with the Advanced Player's Guide, we got to do another 2 sets. Also, in the first one, we did have the Druid has their pet, so their pet gets a card too, which is nice. So you can hand both to those players. Yes, Chris. We've taken long enough on the first set, and now we're going to go through the whole second set too. It was my voice high. I will turn my volume down. Let's see. So here's set 2. Set 2, you can see, has got just a lot of art we didn't show off during the campaign. A lot of different characters. Really being able to expand your game. It's a hefty set, but just all the different play styles. You will be able to get again another 2 sets of these archetype cards are coming with the Crimson Throne campaign with the Advanced Player's Guide. So, love these. I think they're a great game accessory. If you're running at a convention, you can throw these at players. They can sit down and play. But I think for anybody who's new to Savage Pathfinder or new to Savage Worlds, having these to look at is a great way of having them being able to build their own characters and just see exactly what's entailed. They can compare. They can find a similar character in the archetype cards, and you can go from there. And as Winthrop shares, used Lem in the game last week. So there are more power cards. This is obviously the full deck from the first campaign, but because we've added powers, we're going to give you more power cards. So it won't be as thick, but the new power cards will be able to fit in that telescoping box. It'll have the same backs. And so yeah, you can just run through the power cards. Kind of shows you like those are the power modifiers on the first card. Those are great. Keep that card at the top of your deck because the power modifiers come in handy so often. And right, so here, yeah. What part of the Crystal Thread does the Scorch classify? I would love to see Scorch become canon. But Pathfinder's already on 2nd edition, so I don't know that'll ever happen. But it would be fun to stat up Scorch. We did a whole stream where we statted up Scorch just yesterday, so you can check out our YouTube or on demand on the Twitch still. And Mike and I and Dom were all talking about making Scorch cards for Gen Con, so little like handouts. And Shane hates goblins, so Shane's like, I don't want to pay for Scorch cards. So Yeah, I think Shane poo-pooed that idea. But hey, Scorch lives. Maybe one day I'll so that's another thing too, is we're not allowed, like, we're actually converting material for Pathfinder, so we're not doing any new Pathfinder material. So I think technically a Scorch boss fight would go against our writing adventure material. But anyways, for the new power cards will be exact same backs. They'll fit in that power card deck. So you can keep it all organized when you the powers are good for all the campaigns. And then I just showed off the action deck here as kind of a similar, I mean, they won't be exactly the same dimensions, but it'll be the same quality for the Harrow deck. Which comes with Curse of the Crimson Throne. So Curse of the Crimson Throne has this Harrow mechanic, which is very much like similar to tarot cards that are a little bit about cartomancy, fortune telling, and they have some in-game effects. And so I don't have a tarot deck, but it'll be similar in quality to our really great adventure deck. I'm sorry, the action deck. I always get those two mixed up. So and then here's like the box set. So this will be a very, very similar box set to what you will get in size, dimensions, weight. I think I drop it here in a hot second so you can hear the thud. Right, satisfying thud. So the Curse of Crimson Throne box will be almost identical to this. So there will be a gorgeous map of Arisia, the region. This is the one from Sandpoint from the first campaign. Yes, get your arm out of there, Landauer. So that's a nice fold-up map. And then all of the handouts. The handouts are also reproduced in the adventures. So when you're in the book, you know which ones. You don't have to figure out, like, it actually shows you the picture in the adventure book. And so there are a lot of great handouts in the last campaign. And, of course, there are handouts in the new campaign. So all of those will be reproduced. And if you'd like, you can cut them out. Those have been aligned. So if you actually do take scissors to them, that they are printed on the front and back so that you can fold them up and make them look like letters. You can put a seal on them or if you want. All that good stuff. And then the new set also comes with Ally and Adversary cards, and those are a little bit different than our Archetype cards, so I just want to show you what those look like. Those are actual named characters, their art's on the front, and their stats and their stories are on the back. And so since those are not meant to be monkeyed with as archetypes, they're a little cleaner and a little different presentation because almost all of them are named characters or significant monsters that you'll fight during the campaign. And we did a lot of those in the first box set, and there are more coming in the Curse of the Crimson Throne campaign. So you guys can get an idea of those goodies and how they'll come to you in Curse. And then the books themselves, the way that the publisher, the printers pack them is they alternate left and right, so the spines aren't all on one side because the spine side of the book is a little bit thicker. But there's Scorch on the cover of the first book. He's amazing. And we've got that really the high quality UV gloss that highlights the characters. Love that. Again, the glossy pages. These are all in soft cover. Just because it keeps the weight down, and they're all going to be in the box anyway, so it kind of keeps them, you're not too much worried about shelfware, and they're very utilitarian in soft cover. So again, super nice graphics. You can see some of the handouts as you flip through where they'll show up, and so you know when to give out the handouts. Some little maps and all that good stuff, so you can run the campaign efficiently and wonderfully. So this is also a 6-book campaign, and then they are also kind of the end parts that have the ongoing status effects you need to know for the campaign, and some convenient little tables and an appendix, new rules, and such. So that's the most handsome book. But then there are 6 books in Curse of the Crimson Throne, just like there are in Rise of the Rune Lords. So each of them have their own unique covers, the great art on the front. There's a little shot of the spine. But yeah, they do arrive flipped, and you might want to store them that way too, just because it keeps the spines a little healthier, so you're kind of distributing that extra little thickness. But if you guys are playing through Rise of the Rune Lords right now, I think We are about to release the first book on Foundry, and then the others, I think we're up through book 5 on Roll20 out of 6. And I think Fantasy Grounds is completely done releasing. So if you are the VTT type, you can get all those assets on digital and be playing online with your friends right now. But yeah, so these are very similar. I mean, obviously the trade dress will be a little bit different for Curse because we did that lovely crimson kind of theme. And but otherwise, the books are all very similar in dimension and thickness. And like that Guide to Varizia will now be the Guide to Corvosa, very similar book there. So you look at all those nice spines and how it all lines up, and it's super pretty. But yeah, so the Guide to Varizia here will be the Guide to Corvosa in the new campaign, which will again have relevant maps, relevant tables, information, all the good stuff that we could kind of glean from several sources to make sure that you were able to, have some background on the players, the movers and shakers, and just kind of all the good stuff that the game master needs that isn't specifically written into the adventures themselves, but it's good to have to bring some flavor to your game and to run other adventures in the area. So that was our little unboxing of the Rise of the Rune Lords, but again, almost all the stuff is kind of one-to-one correlated with Curse of the Crimson Throne, so I figured, hey, why not? So let's see. Other than that, guys, that's all I really wanted to show you, to make sure you got a glimpse of what was going on. And I could take any of your last-minute questions. Like Dinkelberg says, let's see, unrelated. We could do unrelated, man. I wish Savage Adventure Hook got its own game, like what happened for the Kingmaker Adventure Path. I think that Horror and Hill would work for video game. That would be awesome, right? Totally agree. There is kind of good, fun stuff happening in the licensing arena that I can't quite tell you yet, but the folks who came to our Deadlands in Deadwood event, the anniversary event, they got to see a little preview, and I'm just going to tell you folks that is moving along. That is a one stage further than we told you last time, so it's some good stuff, and I hope we can show all of you some good stuff soon. And then let's see, other information, we finally got Rifts Atlantis. It's in the warehouse. I have a picture somewhere. I got to post an update today. But yeah, that one, it wasn't planes or trucks. It was trains that delayed that one a bit. But it's fun. It's so fun having the brave new world of shipping. Let's see, anything else I want to show you guys before we head out? Oh, yes, other streams this week. So tomorrow is a huge day. Let me actually throw this up on the screen so I don't get it wrong again. Let's see. Boom. Okay, so we've done the Mike and Don Build a Goblin. We did that yesterday. Today was the unboxing. We're almost done with that. So tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to do Duet Game Mastering, which is running with 2 Game Masters. And Jody and Clint Black are going to lead that discussion, and their guests are going to be Robin English Bircher and Sean Tate Bircher, and Christian Serrano and Jennifer Sutcliffe. So that should be, let's see. Oh, I know, Rigger Raven. This wasn't a long stream, but we're just doing a little unboxing for the Kickstarter. But if you haven't done this, the Savage Pathfinder Curse of the Crimson Throne and Advanced Player Kickstarter, get in on that now because it's closing tomorrow, less than 48 hours, less than 24 hours. 48 was yesterday. And yes, wasn't my time traveling assistant great? He should probably lose some weight and get a tan because those arms are really pasty. But what can you do? It's hard to find good help these days. So the Duet Gaming is going to start off our streaming tomorrow, and then we're going to go into the final hour of the Kickstarter, where we're going to bring on as many folks from PEG as I can roulette through, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Kickstarter and just be celebratory and yay, it's finally done, and thanks for everybody for backing. But then we're also going to kind of try to disclose some of the fun upcoming stuff. So that'll be a good time. And then after that, we are going to do the Savage World Summer Showcase. Our hosts are in the middle of a move this week, so I'm going to fill in. But we've got some great guests. So Carl Kiesler and Chris Warner from Doghouse Rules are going to promote their upcoming Kickstarter, Dust Bunnies. And I'm going to make a little fun announcement, if I can't pull Shane into that time, about some cool new things that Carl and Chris are going to get to do. And then the Sounds Like Crows fellas and ladies hopefully will join us. haven't pinned down exactly who's showing up, but they have an awesome new podcast that is currently going on. It's called Terminus. It is a fantastic sci-fi planet it's like tidally locked, and there's all this political intrigue, and the science and the planet stuff is all great, and there's like stuff with your soul. It's a really cool show. Those guys are great. Their original podcast and then even their spin-offs have been amazing. So it should be good for, yes, as John Doom mentions, it'll be all the good voices tomorrow, because we'll have Christian, velvet voice Christian, and then the guy, it sounds like Crow's guys, who are also pretty good. So and then I think, let's see, on the ACES survey, let's see what the last dulcet for sure, right? The dulcet tones. Let's see, what is the last day on the survey? If you guys haven't filled out the ACES survey, one of the members, Mr. Davenport from the ACES community, did the survey, and I think it's this Friday. So you got 2 more days to fill out the survey. So go fill out the survey. There's a link in there. It's only 5 questions, and it'll help our ACES build their stuff. But other than that, folks, I think we're good for tonight. We've planned for half an hour, and we're almost there. So thanks for watching. And then let's see, just before we go, I got to throw the link in the chat just in case you haven't gone. The Kickstarter. Oh, see, look, more money just came in. Thank you, guys. One more backer is amazing. The 1426 is really a great number. We're really psyched to see that. That makes us happy. So we appreciate y'all. I'm going to throw in one more link to Kickstarter just in case you haven't gone and seen it yet, and I'll save you the trouble of Googling. But it closes out tomorrow, so there is less than 24 hours, and there's good reasons to get in on now before the end of the campaign, because you can get those the pawn box for the discounted shipping with everything else, and that's a good deal. So other than that, folks, it's been a pleasure. We're really excited that you are excited about the Curse of the Crimson Throne and that Advanced Player's Guide. And thanks for Scorch for his contributions, and my lovely hairy-armed assistant for demoing all of the wares. And we will see you guys in less than 24 hours for our duet stream, the Kickout final last hour stream, and then the Savage World Summer Showcase. So we will see you guys tomorrow, folks.